famous. There's a concentration here. Palm Beach is just an island off the coast of Florida, but there are more billionaires and power brokers than any other place in the United States. And I come to visit them. We've got a great show, so stay tuned. I'm going to visit Mar-a-Lago, which is the country weekend home of Donald and Marla Trump. We'll be meeting Donald and Marla a bit later. I'm also meeting Miss USA, the beautiful Miss USA from Hawaii, wherever, and talking to her about what she thinks of my dress sense and how I can lose a bit of weight. I'm also having lunch with the ladies who lunch at their top restaurant, Club Colette. They're all incredibly wealthy, glamorous ladies, so a lot of fun there. And I'll be taking a day out at Polo, where I'm on the way to now, which is going to be a fantastic show. Lifestyles of the rich and famous, Robin Leach, eat your heart out. I've got my best bib and tucker on. I'm loaded up with my cigar. I've got my sunglasses. You need, that's the look in Palm Beach. And how about this? We're arriving. How about that for timing? If I keep talking, it will be absolutely perfect.
Our first stop is Mar-a-Lago, the Palm Beach pleasure palace of casino and property tycoon Donald Trump. The 30-bedroom mansion was bought by Donald in the mid-90s for a rumoured $50 million, one of the largest residential property transactions in history. And despite fierce resistance from the Palm Beach community, the Donald, as he's known, has now turned this 1920s Shangri-La into a private club for the super rich. Membership, $75,000, but that does include parking.
Well, in 1985 or 86, I was looking for a house, and Palm Beach is really, to me, the best community there is probably in the United States, and I came to Palm Beach, and I said, what do you have for sale? And they said the best thing ever is Mar-a-Lago, and I just decided, I looked at it, it didn't take much, and I decided to buy it.
Good price?
I got a good price. I mean, in retrospect, it was a very good price, but it was very unique. I mean, there's only been two owners, Marjorie Merriweather Post and E.F. Hutton built it, owned it, and since then, now I'm the owner. So it's been really fantastic.
What about the people who come to the spa? Are there famous names?
Well, we have the biggest names coming. I mean, we have everybody coming, and I don't want to give their names because I don't think it would be appropriate, but we have everybody coming. And a number of years ago, we were honored to have Prince Charles come to Mar-a-Lago, and he toured Mar-a-Lago with me, and he's a wonderful guy. The king of British television. That's what he tells me anyway.
I know. That's what it says on the script. You're probably one of the most famous businessmen in the world. Is this the perfect place to come and relax from the stress of a week in the office?
Well, for me, I find it unbelievably relaxing. I think Mar-a-Lago is very unique. It's a magnificent house, a magnificent estate, but it's also a place where you can really relax. And I just find it just to be a unique place.
Now, Donald Trump may be the owner of Mar-a-Lago, but the man who really runs it is with him now. He's called Anthony Senegal. Anthony?
How are you?
And you're Donald Trump's butler.
Yes.
And you are the man who runs this place, aren't you?
Well, I just take care of Mr. Trump and his family.
That's a full-time job.
Yes. But a delightful one.
What an amazing place.
Yes,
what an amazing place.
It really is.
Would you mind, you know it better than anyone, could you talk me through what we're seeing and how old it is, and what are these, for instance, these tiles here?
Well, these tiles are all Spanish origin tiles that Mrs. Post bought from a woman that collected them like you would baseball cards or buttons. She thought she had purchased about 20,000. In actuality, it was 36,000. We just used the last of them up down at the spa, you may have noticed earlier. The oldest ones, not represented right here, but you'll see the plus ultra ones around beyond the ultimate. Or I usually tell people that the translation is Trump first. Those are the oldest. They're 15th century. It's the Roman influence on the Moors. There are actually more Spanish origin tiles in this house than there are in the Alcazar.
Mar-a-Lago was built by society billionairess Marjorie Merriweather Post in the 1920s as the ultimate retreat from the bitter New York winters. Incredibly, she only used this mansion for 6 weeks every year.
Oh, let's go into what was known as the Gold Room, the Grand Salon, the Great Room, or as Mrs. Post then did, and Mr. Trump now does, this is the living room.
This is so understated and
really
comfy, isn't it? You can just kick up your shoes and watch the Saturday night football here.
In case you're interested, there are over 10 tons of imported Italian marble here. The chandeliers are from the Doge's Palace in Venice, the fireplace from Versailles in Paris, and the ceiling used up all the available gold leaf in the United States at the time.
Well, you're actually looking out a single pane of glass. These reinforcements we added later. This is one pane of glass. This is the largest single pane of glass in a residence in the United States. It was brought down here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the back of a railway car. They avoided every tunnel, every bridge, got it down here, installed it, it shattered. This is glass number 2.
Really? I was going to say, so baseball is banned on this pit then?
Oh, definitely.
No ball games in this
They thought
area.
about croquet. They thought that might be safe.
I can just see it, with my cricket especially. What a view.
Oh, it is. It's incredible.
That is just amazing. I love it.
You know, there are a lot of people that live in Palm Beach and spend millions for their homes, but they don't have the ocean like we do. And they don't have the beach that we have. You know, it's incredible.
With Donald and his super-rich members on site, terrorism and even kidnapping is a real threat, so security at Mar-a-Lago is a major concern. Armed guards patrol round the pool, and ex-Secret Service agents mingle discreetly around the house and grounds. We're told there's even a guard in the pool, keeping a close watch on the Trump children. Although they're now divorced, Donald's ex-wife Marla is a Mar-a-Lago regular.
Marla, thanks for taking the time to see me.
Well, I'm very happy to. I was sort of a nice surprise this morning. I woke up to put my baby in a swimming class, go play a little tennis, have maybe a spa day, and you were here.
I know, look at this is the tennis outfit, isn't
This is the tennis outfit. This is the face with no makeup, and the eyes with no makeup.
Is this paradise on earth here at Mar-a-Lago?
I would say it's paradise. It really has been. From the moment I stepped foot on this property, there's a certain serenity that you feel, and you do feel like you've stepped into another world. And we've just worked so hard to be able to maintain the house and bring it up to beyond what it was in the original days when Mrs. Post built it. And now at this point we have so many people to share the home with.
But don't you always have to look fantastic here walking around because it's such a beautiful place?
Well,
you can't just slop around in your flip-flops.
so you're saying, what am I doing here today, right?
What am I doing here?
Why are you doing this today, Marla? You need to go dress up.
But everyone here looks great. I mean, very beautiful.
It's really, you know, for me, I work so hard during the week that I need downtime. So I used to worry more about being made up to walk around the property. But at this point, you know, you have to be yourself.
Absolutely.
And you've got to be able to feel good. And if you don't have a little bit of downtime, if people can accept you for who you are, behind the makeup, behind the hair, behind the fancy gowns, then they're not the people you really want in your life anyway. So.
Can you really relax here, away from the cameras? I know we're here, but there aren't the prying
pretty
lenses.
good so far. I'm relaxing a little bit with you. I would hope to find yeah, here at Mar-a-Lago you really can. I'm getting ready to go play in a little tennis tournament we have going on. So if you're an athlete, there's a gym, there's the tennis courts, there's the pool, there's the ocean, there's golf. If you just want to come and be pampered, there's everything from a beautiful salon to all the facilities for facials and hydrotherapy and the Japanese steeping tub.
And if you're a foodie like me.
And if you're a foodie, which I am too, believe it or not. I just eat healthy food, but I eat a lot of it. We have one of the best chefs in the country here, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you know what I had?
What?
I just had the most wonderful oat bran whole grain pancakes with pecans and bananas.
Oh, great.
And maple syrup, and it was delicious, and I had 5 of them.
And what's for lunch?
So, lunch will probably come later after a little yoga class, which is very important for mind, body, and spirit. I probably have a little pasta, a little whole grain rice, or some veggies, maybe some tofu.
But healthy, no hamburgers, no.
And I don't eat the burgers.
No hot dogs.
No mad cow.
The Donald likes to surround himself with beautiful things, and they don't come much more beautiful than Miss USA, Amber Lim from Hawaii.
So what happens now? What's the next step?
Universe is in May in Miami.
Right.
And after that, if I win Universe, and I have 3 extra months of duty. And if not, then I just finish out my reign as Miss USA in the continental United States.
And is this part of the prize to spend some time at Mar-a-Lago?
If it's not, I'm glad to be here. But I'm just here to enjoy the luau. I'm from Hawaii originally, so I'll be here adding to the authenticity of the whole environment for the luau.
So fantastic. Do you think was it been a great honour for you to win the Miss USA?
It's been surreal to me. It's my first time trying in the USA system, so it was a first opportunity, and I've been able to take it this far. So I'm really lucky, very lucky.
Now you're going to travel, because the Miss USAs and Miss Worlds and Miss they travel all over the world, don't they?
Well, I think Miss Universe takes care of the international part, and I pretty much stay in the United States. But I would never turn down an opportunity to go anywhere.
How about Britain?
I would love to go there. I've never been there, actually, so...
Well, I've got a flight on Monday.
Do you?
Yeah, and there just happens to be a spare seat.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we'll just have to go AWOL then.
And I don't scream and kick when his shit don't fall in my hands, man. 'Cause I know how to steal. Burn 1,000 love against my lover's will. I lick the opposition 'cause she don't take it.
Just a half-hour helicopter ride away is Miami Beach, where a famous Brit had just opened a new restaurant.
Now, Michael Caine is probably one of the most famous actors that Britain, and certainly South London, has ever produced. Born Maurice Micklewhite 63 years ago in South London, he's gone on to present over 70 motion pictures, from Alfie to Funeral in Berlin, The Italian Job, I Only Said Blow the Bloody Doors Off, and of course Zulu with the immortal lines, "Don't throw those bloody spears at me." What you may not know, he's also a successful restaurateur. So when I heard he'd opened his latest venture here in the tropics of Miami Beach, it was time to put on the crumpled suit and meet the man himself.
I adore restaurants. It's as important to me as drugs are to a junkie, really. I can't help it. If I get somewhere, like I moved to South Beach here. We're in South Beach in Miami Beach, which is an island just off Miami. And I liked it here, so I decided to spend the winter here. And then I thought, well, I don't sunbathe, I'm not a very good swimmer, and I don't do all that stuff. What am I going to do? So I said, well, I'll open a restaurant, and here it is. I'm not a gourmet because gourmets are usually only interested in the finest of food. That's not, to me, some of the finest food are the simplest things. You know, I like cold meat on a Sunday night with pickle. Gourmet would never eat that. To me, that's one of the best meals you can eat. Making movies is very difficult, very difficult. It's something that is difficult you enjoy. This is something that is easy and I enjoy. It's still a nightmare, but it's a fun night. Movies are not such a fun night. What I don't want is a celebrity restaurant where people come just in case they're going to see Sylvester Stallone or Madonna. You know, people do not notice celebrities. They came in. I mean, I saw Tom Cruise at lunch. Nobody took any notice. Nobody saw him. Clint Eastwood came in. No one saw him. I mean, Tom's a little fella. You can understand people not seeing him, but Clint is 6'3". Still nobody noticed him. Barbra Streisand came in. Nobody looked at her. Sly Stallone came in here the other night with his wife and his mother-in-law. Nobody knew he was in here. People were so interested in each other and what they were doing, you don't look up and see who's coming. You know, I don't want one of those restaurants where everybody's sitting there going, who's that, who's that, who's that? You don't get that here. Everybody comes in here, takes not a blind bit of notice of me, which is exactly what I want. It gives me a bit of peace. And then everyone can relax, say, yeah, I know him, I see him, I've got my picture taken. Everyone's had their picture taken with him. No one's interested. What you have to do is inflate the currency.